Hello there, fellow warriors of light and or darkness, depending on which part of the storyline from 7.0 and before is your favourite. I return! It's 12:30 on the afternoon of the 31st of March, because once again, life not only finds a way, but also gets in the way. So we are going to do some more MSQ today. Level 100 quest, In Search of Meaning. Sphene looks at you apologetically. You have nothing to apologise for. Forgive me, I didn't mean to darken the mood. Still, I feel better for having shared my feelings with you. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm not being much of a guide. I don't usually get approached this often. It's quite alright. The people have been through so much, it's only natural for them to seek comfort and assurance from someone they trust. Besides, I was able to relax with a delicious cup of coffee and have a lovely chat with Demagen. I appreciate your understanding. Right then, where to next? We could take a look inside the Nexus Arcade, but it can probably wait for when we actually need something. In that case, let's head back to the recreation zone. There's plenty to see on True View. Still not my favourite jingle, has to be said. I like it. I don't love it. It's alright. Oh no, a stricken citizen. Whatever has happened? It was this way when we arrived. Hey, are you alright? Ugh. He looks pale. We need to find a place for him to rest. Thank you. I was on my way to attend to some business when the memory of being killed here came flooding back. The danger has passed, I know, but the terror lingers. For all the comfort I've offered others in my work, I can't seem to comfort myself. Are you a counsellor, a doctor? I see, when the soldiers attacked me. He may be physically none the worse for wear, but unseen wounds also require time to heal. The regulators and souls they used to spare themselves the horror of death ended up subjecting them to it over and over again. If only we could come to their aid sooner. But we're here now. We can offer this man the comfort he can't give himself. Try as I might, I can't shake this fear. My courage has completely deserted me. He may need someone to emote at him. I forget how weak the Valley emote is. Thank you. I feel better already. Your encouragement was exactly what I needed. But where are my manners? My name is Malachite, and I'm an usher. An usher? They're the ones who come to those without long to live, right? But given everything that's happened, I expect your duties have changed? That's correct. We no longer attend to the dying. It is only after they have passed away in their family's care that we convey their remains to a government storage facility. The storage facility? What for? Henceforth, we must inter the deceased, but as the specifics are undecided, the bodies must be kept in cold storage for the time being. Oh, so they don't... Well, oh, and of course they wouldn't have much in the way of funerary procedures, would they? Because, you know, it's just not how it would work. So they're thinking about how to inter the deceased. So giant cryogenic graves, essentially. Morgue. I didn't know. I'd heard there were graveyards over by the submerged city. Yes, we've been there. In fact, we did a side quest there, which was actually quite poignant, if I remember correctly, as many of them have been. But like funerals, burial customs must be long forgotten. Did you have usher duties? If so, we could help. Wouldn't Sphene know the actual burial rites? What with her being 400 plus years old? I'm not actually here in an official capacity, so I'm loath to trouble you further, but since you asked, I should explain why I've come. I've taken to delivering the personal effects of the departed to their families. Even though their memories have been entrusted to the cloud, I still remember where they once lived. The rule was to dispose of any belongings. To do anything else was strictly forbidden, but it saddened me to see them discarded like waste, so I began secreting away what I could. Of course, I understand that not everyone shares my sentiments, and I leave it to the families to decide what to do with these items. Some accept my deliveries, others reject them. Yeah, that must be really strange because of such a recently divergent way of doing things. Also, this could, again, I said this before, and I can't remember in which episode it was. They really need, and it just might not be possible based on how the workflow happens, but they really need to prioritize the upscaling of textures for outfits that are going to be used in the cutscenes for the MSQ. Because this clearly isn't done, and yet, and it just makes it stand out so ridiculously in comparison to everything else. Like Sphene's new get-up, compared to jagged lines. It's like, just make sure that you've got, just as a special priority, an interruption to the workflow, if you will, figure out what the NPCs in the cutscenes are going to wear for the MSQ, that big thing that draws players back every patch, and make sure they've got the best version of the gear available. I don't know anything about Square Enix's workflow. You know, Creative Business Unit 3 or whoever is currently doing the upscaling thing. But you would think that in a game that takes so much care on its visuals a lot of the time, that something like this would be checked in advance. I don't know, maybe I'm just being really pedantic. Let me know down below. Am I on the mark for this, or does it distract? Does it seem out of character? Does it seem like they just don't care? I've heard mention that Square Enix just doesn't care about the FF14 player base anymore. They're just using it to milk the cash cow. And I don't like that, generally, as a philosophy. And yet, every now and again, you see something like this and think, well, it's not exactly care and attention to detail, is it? But anyway, the soapbox demo aside, yes, the divergent sentiments of the populace when it comes to the returning of things. It's not like there's been a tradition in place, you know, the goods of the deceased get returned to... You know, I mean, do people of the Dome have wills? Do Alexandrians have wills in that sense? Would it make any difference if they're so used to being transferred over to living memory? Again, questions that, as far as I'm aware, we don't have answers to. Whether I'm doing the right thing, I cannot say, but I feel the family should be given the choice. They didn't have it before then. It's important to think about what people leave to us. Well, I mean, Galuljar would certainly have that weighing on his mind since his dad left him the throne. I want to help. Do you want to help too, Demagen? No, not particularly, but deliveries happen to be my specialty. I'm truly grateful. Now, there are 4 items to be delivered here in the recreation zone. I leave them in your care. In the meantime, I will head to the residential sector to make deliveries there. After you finish, please meet me back here. I'd like to know the family's reaction. You could, of course, argue that this particular quest is a bit trite, but it does lead to world building. You know, there have been people in Tuliyollal who had similar episodes due to the trauma of the siege. Would you mind if I went with Malachite, just to keep an eye on him? Only if you can handle these deliveries without me, of course. I'm a specialist, we've just said. It's fine. I'm sure he'll be happy for the company. Thumbs up. I've always found that thumbs up emote to look kind of awkward. Not the motion so much as the shape of the hand, which looks kind of weird. Maybe it's because of the claws? I don't know. Come, let's deliver these keepsakes to the families. The corn servant is also a specialist. So, there are 4 items in total to deliver. Right, 3 for people on Trueview, and 1 for someone over by Neon Stain. Let's visit them in that order. Why do I trouble you to do the talking, Demogen? I fear my voice may betray my identity. No shit, Sphene. Lead the way, we'll be right behind you. I don't know why he's suddenly on Cockney. Sphene and Galulja are now accompanying you, blah blah blah. Rom. Okay, do we still have jog active? We do. So it just persists. The jog persists and so do I. But wait, there is a bit of world building. Hey, the GPU's online. 5090? Is that you? Discuss. Trueview. The way the buildings are all in a row reminds me of the old castle town. Lively as it is here, I can see why Oblivion can blend in. People around Trueview seem scary at first, but most of them are really kind. When I see someone passed out on the street now, I worry if they'll be alright. You didn't worry before? An energetic citizen. Is this something you need? I have a wrapped keepsake for you. Sir Malachite sent you. He was very considerate. When he offered to bring me the keepsake, he stressed that I didn't have to accept it if I felt uncomfortable. I see why some would say no, but I couldn't do that. Not when it's something that belonged to my parents. I understand now I'll never see again. Having spare souls won't save us from the inevitable. That's always been the case. But now I find myself wondering about this and that. Like, how much longer can I afford to muck around with my brothers? But I won't bore you with my ramblings. Thanks for bringing me the keepsake, and give my regards to Malachite. Will do, as you disappear into the ether. I like to think that a very small part of me likes to think that it's just kind of NPCs teleporting away. A disconcerted citizen. Oh, hello. Do I know you? I have this box for you. Ah, so this is the keepsake. Truth be told, I've been wavering as to whether or not I should accept. I mean, it belonged to someone that died. Got me thinking about what we did to Tuliyollal. I didn't even know we'd killed so many people. I didn't even know we'd killed so many of their people, not until the funeral. What if they decide to retaliate? Wukulmat would never do that. She and everyone in Tuliyollal know my father was to blame for the attack, not the Alexandrian people. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you speak ill of your father. It's just, I can't stop worrying about death, and hearing that they're running out of neo-regulators makes it worse. I don't know what to do anymore. I shall go and speak to the brooding citizen in this moment, but first... What are these? Oh, these are the energy drinks, aren't they? Discuss the vending machines. Inol's favourite energy tonic is a special formula, not like the one they sell here. I wanted to try one, but Shell wouldn't let me. Yes, because you are far too small to contain such boundless energies. So, you can purchase beverages from these machines. That's wonderful. I've always believed that technology should be developed for the benefit of the people. Okay. That's somewhat random, but hey. A brooding citizen. What is it? If you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. I have this box. Oh, you brought the keepsake. Thank you. I've been looking forward to this, hoping that it might help me remember, but no such luck, it seems. The owner is dead, and they'll never become one of those endless Queen Sphene tells us about. It's a sad thought. Even so, I'm not sure I want to become endless myself. If they're made by putting your memories into a new body made of ether, doesn't that mean you yourself still have to die first? The thought of not having to worry about souls was appealing, so I was happy to receive a Neo-regulator. I've only had doubts since then. If Queen Sphene herself recommends it, I want to believe that all will be well, but still. Sorry, I need to clear my head. That's everyone on TrueView. Let's go to the Neon Stein. Stein. I know how to pronounce words. Yeah, as I was saying, just a little bit of world building. Obviously, it's very streamlined. Because if you had to go to loads of people, then people would get bored and it would be repetitive, etc, etc, etc. But it's world building. It shows you what the populace are thinking of stuff. Hello, lively citizen. Huh? You talking to me? I've got this box for you. Oh, right, this. I can't say it stirs any memories, but it does feel familiar somehow. You know, you look familiar yourself. Where do I know you from? Oh, of course. You're the unenhanced challenger. No, champion. Can't stress how incredible it is, what you've achieved without using feral souls. Interesting. So this dialogue path must only trigger if you've done the Arcadian's first tier. Right? It's a genuine honour to meet you, though not for the first time, I realise. Oh! Yes, I remember this chap. He was quite antagonistic, wasn't he? So that little bit of extra dialogue is because we've done the first tier of the Arcadian, but this is something that we have actually done. I like it when they do this. It just gives that little bit of extra context to it. It's not, it's not as impressive, arguably, now as it was when we first saw them do it, because we've kind of got used to the fact that they do it. But it was very much in an MMO space, I think the first time I'd seen a game do this, where it referred back to content that you'd done, not exactly choices that you made, because the choices in this aren't lasting or really in any way meaningful. Dialogue choices and so on and so forth. It's all a straight line, realistically. But adding in that extra dialogue because of the choices that we have made in terms of, oh, I've been and done this content. That I quite like. And it's one thing that they did really, really well in that one quest in Endwalker, where there were loads of extra cutscenes for people that we'd helped out all the way through the Zodiac storyline in different pieces of content. I like that. I like it when they do that. You're the Arcadian fighter who was desperate for souls. That's right. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Anyway, seeing as we're meeting properly now, the name's Lathander. I used to fight in the Arcadian, but not anymore. I took Queen Sphene's words to heart and found a new job. One where I can put my knowledge of physical conditioning to use. As you know, lots of people were badly hurt when the mechanical soldiers malfunctioned. I've been assisting with their rehab. Not something I ever imagined myself doing, but here we are. Not many people can help others like you can. I think it's great what you're doing. Thanks. It's encouraging to hear that. Do people have to know who Galuljai is, right? They know he's technically the king. Correct? I suppose maybe it doesn't matter because Queen Sphene didn't die, so they wouldn't treat him any different. And I say wouldn't die in inverted commas. I was doing the thing with my fingers, forgetting that you can't see them. Yeah, Queen Sphene isn't dead, quote unquote, and of course they're all wearing regulators. That being said, his isn't a Neo one, isn't it? Because aren't all the Neo regulators black? Wasn't that the thing? This fellow has to learn how to walk all over again. Becoming endless would solve his problems, but he's determined to overcome them the hard way, with the body he's got. See, that gave me a newfound appreciation for my own body. It's a gift from my parents. A sturdy thing that survived the arena, and I need to take better care of it. Yeah, I know that feeling. I wish mine was working properly. I'm the only blue-scaled Hubigo beside my father. Amity once told me that. I don't know how my father felt about it. There are times when it hurts to think about the things we share. Still, I don't want to lose that. Even if I could look the same as an Endless, I'd never want to throw away this body. This is an odd conversation. Most people would find it hard to do so, I imagine. Just the thought makes me feel uncomfortable about the whole becoming endless affair. But I need to get back to work. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for the delivery. Excuse me. Yeah, the quality of texture on his clothing and Galuljai's clothing versus the quality on that on Malachite's. I've got some options for materia. Let's have the one that I've got the least of. Because I just end up selling it. A jewel shattered. So this is the second of our quests for this episode, unless it's really short, in which case we'll go on and do a third one. I believe that takes care of the deliveries. Thank you for taking charge, Demagen. My pleasure. I am the protagonist. Despite what the Wuklemat haters would say. From what I've seen and heard, displaying the people held their queen in high regard, and the simulant has exploited their love and admiration to win over so very many. Come, let's report to Malachite. He should be back at the north of the recreation zone. The fact that this quest is called a jewel shattered worries me. Obviously, quest titles can be punny, they can be serious, they can be clever, they can be completely unrelated, or they can be somewhat foreshadowing and foreboding, which of course a jewel shattered certainly implies. I mean, what jewel? A jewel in the crown? Is something going to happen to our Sphene? Is it going to be something to do with a keepsake that has been delivered? Is it going to be something to do with the nation as a whole? The jewel that is Alexandria? Obviously, a lot of the characters have got precious stones or jewels as their names. Don't read your deliveries. We've just gotten back ourselves. Malachite seems to be doing better. Those who spoke with all harboured anxiety towards death. It's hardly an unnatural sentiment to have, and yet... But of course, Sphene's got the very kind of old-fashioned view, because she's old. Well, she's not. She's from an older time. Thank you for your assistance. With this, every delivery I had planned for today is accounted for. The reactions I received were mixed. While some were glad, others decided they did not want the items after all. How was your experience? Everyone accepted their items, but they all felt differently about them. One person couldn't remember the keepsake's owner, and another couldn't stop worrying about their own death. I see. It's difficult indeed to predict how people may behave when confronted with reminders of loss. Of late, I've come to believe that we are, each of us, the sum of the moments we've shared with our loved ones. And when they passed away and we lost our memories of these people, we lost part of ourselves. It's a thought that saddens me to no end. If our memories of the departed are no longer to be entrusted to the cloud, I wish that those already taken could be returned to us. Well, my friends, I must resume my formal duties. My thanks again for your aid. I wonder if it's possible. Can we download the memories? Give them back to the people. Would they want them? Malachite speaks true. Our memories are what define us. They form the path we walked to be where we are. As we were so emotionally told in the final moments, well, not the final moments, but the final walk through Endwalker, as we ascended the staircase talking to the shades of all the NPCs that we'd helped and lost along the way. My endless self, I expect, was much alike to me in the beginning. But I cannot become like her no more than she could become like me. For once our paths diverged, so too did our lives and experiences. I think I spoke about that in the previous episode. That's true. Even if we start from the same place, we all have different journeys. At some point, things like our goals and our ways of thinking are bound to change. The Endless Sphene was one possibility. A version of myself who made choices I want to believe I never would. I'm beginning to come to terms with the fact I did, though. But you cannot hold yourself responsible for her. Tempting as that may be. Huh? Is that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The simulant. Well, that's just creepy. I mean, that is a shtick. She was looking straight at us. If I didn't know better, I'd say she wanted us to follow her. I have a bad feeling about this, but we might not have another chance to figure out what she's up to. We're going after her, right? Yes, we are. But yeah, that's creepy. I mentioned it during the Resident Evil dungeon, which I'm going to... What was it actually called? What's the dungeon called? Yeah, the field station. That's why I can't remember it, because it's not a memorable name. But yeah, there was something about the way they're doing... I mean, I don't know whether I want to call it horror. I don't think it's a horror storyline, but it's certainly suspense. It was my first time seeing the simulants. Though she was smiling, something about her scared me. Has he not seen her before? Wasn't he with us in the plaza when we first saw her in 7.1? No, he was there for the memorial service, wasn't he? But this was after that. I've conflated the two events in my tiny brain. It's a strange feeling, pursuing one's spitting image. Where does she want us to go, I wonder? Nowhere good, I would imagine. The simulant heads into the street over there. Leon Steen is that way. Stein. Oh, I can't pronounce this word. Let's hurry. Oh, does she know where our headquarters is? Is she monitoring us? What is she up to? I don't like this. Did we lose her? I don't like this because of the quest name, which is... delivered unto me a set of expectations as to at least the tone and general theme of this quest.
Not here. Let's press on, if only a little further.
Wait. Ah! Huh? Indeed. Have they just zapped me? Ouch.
Hey, are you alright?
It's a trap. A child?
So she didn't die. Vexing, but expected.
Hello? Random anime villain? Antagonist? Protagonist?
About the strongest bolt we can produce within Everkeep. What now?
Simulants.
Obtain more precise measurements. Narrow the range of variables to avoid unnecessary...
Why are you talking about this in the open?
That is the most expeditious course of action.
I know that voice.
Uh-oh. I don't think I'd realised that the bottom of Simulant Sphene's shoes glow.
It's you.
Who, me?
We have important business with you.
Uh-huh.
We left something in your keeping. The key to interdimensional fusion. You will kindly return it to us, yes?
Nope, because it's... Well, actually, is it with me or has Stola got it? Also, she's not speaking like Sphene. So is she being controlled? Puppeted?
Is that so? What a shame.
I mean, it's her voice, but that doesn't strike me as how Sphene would have acted.
If I had the key, I wouldn't need to be cruel and turn away so many people. Far more than 5,000 could become endless and know eternal happiness.
That sounds like Sphene. Angry Demagen.
You mean to steal ether from other worlds again?
Does it work so well last time?
All is for the sake of his experiments. Twas for that reason, you know, that the previous me created the Endless.
Oh, it wasn't just a benevolent thing, it was part of an experiment all along. And it just so happened that they could spin it propaganda-wise to come across as something positive.
I pity her. She was forced to attempt the impossible, to turn every soul who dies into an Endless, even though there's no end to them. Admittedly, that was part of the plan. Her desperation would drive her to claim...
Oh, so they manipulated her all along.
She did just that.
So they turned her into the villain.
I know you had a soft spot for her, Lamachi. So for what it's worth, I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, she's got a little bit more of that
Alas,
kind of...
We are naught more than pawns. Pieces in his grand design.
Yeah, she's got a slightly different way of speaking, an exuberance or enthusiasm that belies what she's actually saying.
Don't you dare make light of her love for her people. Don't you dare!
Strike me down if you wish. I shall be made anew.
I shall become more powerful than you would ever imagine.
And I doubt many would look kindly upon the vow of resolve of Tuliolol if she attacked a neighbouring queen, and not for the first time. Would you be willing to accept the repercussions?
He's got you there. A little bit of political intrigue. I'm not a neighbouring ruler. Also, who's this guy? What is the objective of these experiments? Also, do I look a little bit more red than I have? Is that one of the changes from the recent graphic updatey thing?
You're speaking to me. Our goal is to usher in the next phase of mankind's evolution.
Uh-huh. He's got a compass. A pair of compasses in his pockets. Also, I like his lanyard.
Since time immemorial, life has used death to facilitate adaptation in an ever-changing environment.
Science.
The old and infirm are weeded out, allowing the species to thrive. Generational succession. This has been our survival strategy.
Yes, evolution. That's generally how it's worked.
Yet, this strategy has long since reached its practical limit. It is outdated. It relies on progeny, which gives rise to unchecked population growth. Resources become scarce, invariably leading to conflict.
What's he got stuck to his neck? It's deliberately covered in shadow, but it looks like some kind of monitoring patch and cable.
All the while, death is ever present and robs our species of untold potential.
It sounds like an alternative Alphano.
Where man now stands in his evolution, bodies of flesh no longer make sense. What we must strive for next is carefully managed, eternal preservation.
Yes, preservation. This reminds me of what the Aya? Is it Aya? The EAs, the weird kind of fleshless things that we encountered at Ultima Thule that were kind of cute and blobby. But of course we know what happened to them. Do you remember who it is?
Calyx! You're Calyx, aren't you?
You know him?
Court advisor? Brother?
The young genius who had mastered electrope technology. He founded the scientific collective known as Preservation and devoted himself
And the lights
to
have now come on.
cure for the paralysis which plagued our people.
He looks tired. Typical trope.
Calyx, you always had your gaze set upon the future, and I know you do now. But I beg you, do not deceive the people of Alexandria. Do not manipulate them with this imitation forged from my memory.
How is Calyx still here then? Is he an endless simulacrum?
Well, how rude. Yet, whatever you may say, I'm the one whom the people regard as queen.
Yeah, but we could just stick your outfit on and they wouldn't know the difference. And she does have the stripe in her hair at the front, I've realised.
You may have worn the crown for a few years, but now you are no one. Just a frail, fleshy version of me that could die at any moment. The kingdom
Don't you dare.
has no use for such as you.
Our demand is simple. Surrender the key. Refusal will necessitate consequences.
I think Calix has possibly underestimated Stola, because there ain't no way Stola's giving up that key. The antagonist is revealed, as is much hinting. What a cruel thing to say to Sphene. ... Are you alright, Demagen? Yeah, I'm fine. We've killed a god. Forgive me, I was once able to use healing spells, but my long slumber appears to have sapped my magical reserve. It's frustrating to be so powerless, but perhaps I must accept my newfound limitations. Interesting. So, realistically speaking, her spell casting ability could come back. That's not the right button. That's the right button. So, we have got an antagonist revealed. It's a child scientist who Sphene knows. So, the actual nature of him obviously needs to be questioned. You know, Sphene being here now makes sense because she was put in cryostasis for 400 years and kept alive whilst the endless version of her essentially got more and more powerful and desperate and twisted, seemingly at the whim of Calix, as part of a long play, essentially. The question, therefore, is, has Calix only recently awoken and he too has been in cryostasis? Is he an endless? And, you know, is he like the simulant Sphene? His memories are in a physical body somewhere, and he could be retrieved just like our quote-unquote Sphene is? Active questions. I like them. I like them a lot. That's going to do it, though, for this episode. That's 2 quests. We shall continue on with the next 2 in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the really quite shoddy voice, quote-unquote, acting and the commentary. I don't think I've said as much about the writing in this one as I did do in the first one, but hopefully it's clear that I'm enjoying it and that I'm intrigued. This is very much the kind of... We've had the exposition in the first 2 quests, the setup. Now we're starting to have the catalyst. The actual antagonist has been revealed. This is what the challenge is now going to be. We knew we had to deal with the simulant, but we've also got the person behind the curtain. Probably. I mean, I use person potentially quite loosely. Are they a person? Are they not? Are they an artificial intelligence? Given holographic form? Who knows? I'm intrigued by that plaster and cable attached to the kid's neck. You don't stick that kind of thing on a character model and it not be important or relevant in some way, shape, or well, I mean, you can do, but it's generally a waste of time modelling something like that if it's got no actual practical purpose. So I suspect it will be tied into something at some point, somewhere, somehow. I'm intrigued as to what that will be. For myself and the corn servant who's decided to wander off, I shall bid you adieu. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay fabulous. Catch you all in the next bit. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.